Hi guys, it's me again. I thought we'd read chapter 2. So this is chapter 2 of Mick Moris, Grudge of the Gremlins. He was pointing towards a billboard that read, America's Greatest History Attraction, the Henry Ford Museum. I've always wanted to go there, said Uncle Hayden excitedly. We do still have a couple of days left before we have to get back, replied Dad. It would be a great way to relax, since Lake Champlain was anything but relaxing, said Uncle Hayden. Only 30 miles away. Take in some history and have some fun? Sounds good to me. What do you guys back there think? Yeah, let's go, shouted Nathan. All right by me, said Mom and Aunt Marissa. After thinking about how nice it would be to spend my last bit of summer at home, I quickly changed my mind. I'd always wanted to see that museum, and we wouldn't have to worry about any dangerous myths there. We could just take in some fantastic history. Mick? Questioned Mom. Sounds great, I replied. This would be a totally cool, and we don't have to worry about running into any freaky, scary myths. We just have fun, Nathan blurted out. Plus, it'll be a long time before we all meet up again. Immediately, Mom asked, Nathan, did I hear you say running into freaky, scary myths? Why did you say that? Well, no, maybe, Nathan stuttered. That was a dead giveaway that he wasn't being totally honest. This wasn't the first time one of us had slipped. I had that sick feeling in my gut that she was on to us. So, did something happen that I don't know about? Mom continued her interrogation. You guys, you have to decide now before I take the next exit. Plus, I'm going to have to call the crew and see how they feel about going, just in case Nathan's dad doesn't want to go, yelled Dad. Yeah, okay, let's go. Mom, that sounds so fun, doesn't it? I said, trying to get Mom off the myth-solving subject. She looked at me suspiciously. We'll have a family discussion when we get home, Mr. The Mr. word, I thought to myself. But at least I had some time to think of something I could tell her, like why we were gone so long from the filming in Port Henry, and why our clothes had ended up soaking wet and dirty. Anything but how we had actually encountered a vicious lake monster. That's chapter 2, but I think chapter 3 is just as short, so let's keep going. Dad called the crew and spoke to Nathan's dad, Mr. Suarez. We sat patiently waiting to find out if we were going or not. A stop at the Henry Ford Museum sounded like so much fun. Wow, this place totally looks cool, Nathan exclaimed. He had already pulled up the website on his laptop. He was right. It was a huge historical museum, filled with automobiles, planes, trains, furniture, and every other kind of historical artifact you could imagine. It had even had an actual diner in it. Then there was the huge outdoor park called Greenfield Village. It had places like Edison's Menlo Park Laboratory, the Wright Cycle Shop, and tons more. It would be something different to do. Plus, we had learned so much about that history in school, it would be totally sweet to see it in person. We're on, said Dad. Awesome, Nathan and I yelled. Nathan was totally jazzed because anything that had to do with technology and historical progress really fascinated him. He was our technical wizard, and after our last few missions, I was thankful for that. Well, nobody asked me how I feel about this whole thing, and I don't want to go, whined Sissy. Why not? I said, wrinkling my face at her. Well, I'm sick of being in this rolling hotel, and sick and tired of not being able to go shopping, she complained loudly. At that exact moment, both Mom and Aunt Marissa moved over to her and began trying to cheer her up. Nathan and I shook our heads and rolled our eyes. It was weird, like Sissy was two different people in one, because no matter how brave and smart she'd been on the last few myth-solving missions, that girly girl stuff always popped its ugly pink head out. Well, Sissy, I bet there's a mall nearby, said Mom as she winked at Aunt Marissa. And maybe there's a pool at the hotel, and we can go swimming too, said Aunt Marissa. Nathan and I shuddered. After the last myth-solving mission, water was the last thing on our minds, let alone swimming. Shopping sounds awesome, exclaimed Sissy, apparently picking up on our vibe. The Mythmobile turned onto the expressway towards the museum, It was relaxing just to know that this time we weren't on a myth-solving mission, especially since I hadn't really known about any myths that existed in Michigan. I had heard about the occasional Bigfoot sightings in the Upper Peninsula, but that was about it. I did know that Detroit was called Motown. It was the automobile capital and had some great history to see. But what was I about to find out was that sometimes there is some horrifying history that just won't stay quiet in the past.